Welcome to Toffee TV. We've had a question sent in to us by Cumbrian Toffee, aka Mark.
Hi, Baz Ped. Question for the choose a topic. Just wondering if you're both concerned regarding the potential lack of opportunities for our youth players this season. And I'm saying potential because we've only played one game. But obviously we've signed 6 players in the transfer window. You'd like to think majority of them will be in the first team. What opportunities are going to be for Davis, Joe Kenny, Lookman, Calvert-Lewin, Dowell. Is this a side effect of the pursuit of trying to challenge the top 6? That we've always seemed to have had a rich history in promoting youth within the first team. Has that kind of gone now? Such as what's at stake with money and the pressure that obviously comes from the fan base wanting to get up the table. And would it be beneficial maybe looking at loan deals for the likes of Dowell and Joe Kenny? Obviously the past in the 23, the gap and first team might be problematic. See what your thoughts are. Okay, cheers.
Thanks, Mark, for that. So, Sarah, Mark's obviously concerned that about the young players there getting game time. Basically, we've brought these players in, high profile players in on deadline day. Marco Silva spoke about using younger players within the squad. So, how do you see the future for these younger players, certainly this season? Are you concerned about them, or how do you think we can use them?
I'm not concerned. I think, look, I'd be more concerned if we were having to use them. Yeah. If we were like last season when we were having to hang everything on these kids, quite frankly. Dominic Calvert-Lewin had the most thankless task last season of filling the boots of Romelu Lukaku, and then you've got Tom Davis who was under so much pressure as well last season, got a lot of stick, didn't have the best season. Who did? Holgate in and out the side, Lookman didn't get a look in. There was all these, they were grossly mismanaged last year, and I think the ones that did get a chance, there was far too much pressure on them. So I actually think this is the best thing. And when Silva says that he believes, youth is the way forward and stuff like that, I do have faith that he means it. For me, I'm delighted that we've got a much stronger starting 11. Like you said, we've brought in high profile players, and ultimately that's what we need. If we want to compete and close in on that top 6 or even break into that top 6 this season, because there is potential to do that. I don't want to get too carried away, but when you look at some of the other teams, they look like it could be a wobbly season for them with so much transition and change. So I'd rather see us go out there with as strong a side as we possibly can field and incorporate the youngsters in if and when the time's right. I mean, we saw Holgate come on Saturday and he did okay. I think we'll see enough of him this season. It's just about integrating them into the side in the right ways. Joe Kenny is going to be second to probably Coleman. If Coleman gets injured, or I'm sure cup games, we've got the 2 cup competitions. I think that those are the times when we'll see them. Tom Davis as well, or if there's games where we're winning comfortably, bring on a Tom Davis, because he always brings that high energy and helps us defensively with how offensive he is. So, and Lookman, I think Lookman's going to play as well. I know we've got to think about the likes of Richarlison and Bernard and Walker as well, and all these players that we've got in. But my instinct is, I'm just thrilled, as I say, that we're not having to rely on them, because I don't think that's the way we should be. I think, look, if we want to compete, we've made the signings that will hopefully help us to try and do that. I don't think that means the youngsters are going to be shunned out the side entirely. I think we'll see less of them than last season, but in my opinion, that's a good thing.
I suppose the key thing is they've got to be good enough to get in. They've got to be at that level, and I think training with better players makes you go up a level. I think it's almost a sink or swim for some of them. Tom Davis, can Dominic Calvert-Lewin force his way in ahead of Nias and ahead of Tosin? Can Kieran Dowell make that step up? Had a good season in the main for Forest last year, has come back, has stayed with Everton. It'll be interesting to see whether any of these are allowed out the door on loan over the next couple of weeks. But I'm like you, I think it's if you can force your way into the side, then obviously you're doing something right. But it's nice to have the option to use them, as opposed to we've got to play this player or we've got to play this player this week. I think the one who's, I suppose, the biggest conundrum at the minute is Ademola Lookman. Left out of the 18 at the weekend, didn't travel with the squad. Marco Silva said it was basically his decision not to take him. I think we've got to just get past the 31st of August with Lookman, because I think he's going to have his eye on the move still right the way up till that. You know, I think we're not going to see him settle down until early September, when he kind of thinks, well,
I can't go now.
I can't go at the moment, so I've got to get my head down. And for me, he just needs to get his head down and work. Marco Silva spoke about him last week and said he's not getting sold. He's part of me plans, and he's got to learn to knuckle down, and it's hard at a big club and you'd have to prove it.
Yeah, because he kind of hasn't earned his right to be so pouty and about him not getting his move, because I could be wrong, I don't know the ins and outs obviously, but the way it comes across is that he wants to go. Everton are like, you're not going, and he's kind of thrown his toys out the pram about it. I mean, for the brief spell that he came on against Valencia, rapturous applause from the crowd, as in to say, look, we're made up, you're here, we really want you to stay. Brands has come out and said time again, he's a huge part of our plans. Silva said the same, he's our present, he's our future, we want him here. He knows he's wanted. We all know that he was grossly mismanaged last season, as I keep saying. We're all well aware of that, and I can completely understand why he wanted out at the time and why he went to Germany. But I think it's only fair now. Look, Everton spent enough money on him to bring him to this club. The whole team was mismanaged last season, particularly him, you'd probably say. Well, look at poor Oumar Niasse, though. Look at his work rate compared to Lookman, and he was treated, quite frankly, disgustingly by the football club and certain people. So I think you've just got to look to him that, you don't always get what you want, and you're at this football club. You've been reassured that you're part of the plans. We want you here. Get your head down and work hard, and you could be part of something really exciting. But I'm with you. I think he's probably still got one eye. He's obviously got, the Leipzig manager keeps coming out and saying, we want him here, he wants to come here, we're, all this tapping up kind of thing. So I'll be pleased to see the 31st as well, because if we can get a tune out of him and incorporate him into this system and rotation and stuff, I mean, we haven't seen enough of him to know he's going to be a world beater. That's too strong of a thing to say, world beater. But we look like we've got a really strong player there. But time will tell, and it's all about your attitude as well. You remember, you can't have the skill and then a poor attitude. It's about everything. It
is. You're right, and again, you're right with we don't know what he is. We don't know. We've not seen enough of him at Everton to know whether he can consistently perform. He's not. I don't think he's done enough to earn the right to, hold the club to ransom almost, or the right. I don't think he's done enough to earn the right for some supporters who think he's amazing, but he's definitely a player with loads of potential. But it's no good having all the skill and all the ability in the world if your attitude's not great. And, Kieran Dowell's got his head down and worked hard. John Joe Kenny, all of, Tom Davis is going to have to take his medicine and work harder and harder to get back in. What do we have to do to get in? Oumar Niasse, like you said, wasn't treated fantastically well at all by Ronald Koeman, but still showed that desire and determination to be part of the squad. And I think if Lookman applies that same thing for him and just goes, I'm going to show these how good a player I am, then everyone benefits. He'll benefit, Everton will benefit, he'll get in the team, and that's what we need to see. But I just think at the minute we don't know what he is.
No, we don't.
We don't know whether he's consistent or he isn't. He's good or he's not. Can he do it regularly? We don't know, and that's the big thing.
Yeah, there's so many question marks over him, isn't there? Because from the glimpses we saw of him when he was given a chance last season, the derby at Anfield, 20 minutes or so that he played, fantastic. The away leg, was it Limassol? He played fantastically well there.
On against Watford, done all right.
Watford done decent, but we haven't seen him in a run of games consistently playing 90 minutes of football. And I'll be honest, I've seen his goals and stuff in Germany on highlights, but I've not sat and watched him play, 90 minutes again. So, and it's a very different league as well, isn't it? You know, let's not forget that. So the moment, I don't know, it's kind of riding on the wave of he went to Germany and got 5 goals and 6 assists or whatever, but you know, is he going to be able to do that here? Time will tell, we're yet to see, but he's not going to do that if he doesn't get his head down and work. And another thing is, you know, again, after the Valencia game, and I don't know what was the situation here, but you were there as well, you and Ped, after the game when you were doing your post-match, and I was watching the players training after the game. You had John Joe Kenny, Connolly at the time, Davis, Dowell, all the youngsters were working hard for a good 20 minutes after the game, but Lookman wasn't there. And it's these little things where you start to go, okay, well, what is going on there? Because only a part of the mess that was last season was all the, you know, unhappiness and unrest in the, you know, off the pitch, and poor attitudes and lack of commitment, lack of effort, and all this kind of thing. I think with Silva coming in, that's changing. You could see it on Saturday against Wolves. It filtered through the team, it filtered through to the supporters. When Richarlison scored his second, he's running over to the players on the bench. You know, it feels like we've got that team spirits coming back in a big way. So we can't afford to have any people that are, you know, aren't bored with what we're trying to do. And if that's the case, it's a real shame, because like you said, he hasn't really earned his right, I think, to be like that yet. And I hope that whatever it is that's going on, we get all these issues ironed out, because it'd be a real shame to not learn and understand what he could bring to us, because we don't know yet. We just don't know.
There you go. I'm not concerned about the players, Mark, the kids. I think they'll get the chance if they're good enough. They've got to prove themselves, and it's a squad game, isn't it? And you want your squad made up of young players, so there you go, as well as with the mix. Let us know what you think in the comments section below. Are you worried that some of our youngsters won't be given the opportunity, or are you just thinking, well, we need the team to be successful and we'll get there whatever way we can? If they're good enough, they'll get that opportunity. That's certainly what me and Sarah think on the situation. If you haven't subscribed, please do so immediately, and if you want more videos, join us on Patreon. Thanks for watching. See you later.